Hi everyone, my name is Courtney and welcome to Mosaic Monday. And today for our pattern, we are doing pattern number 2 flipped. So I've been asked a lot about patterns and how you can just rotate them. Whatever the original design is, someone always wants to turn it into a different direction. And some of that can be done by just adjusting how you're going to work your project. But what people are asking for is there an easy way to just turn the design? And the answer to that is no. You cannot just flip this chart over on its side and begin working this. You can flip this chart over on its side and remark it for the correct stitches that you need to make in order to create the design in this direction pointing up. But you can't just turn the chart and work it in a different direction. And that's going to be universal across the designs that I put out here on the channel. You do have to design them to face in the direction that you want them to be worked. So I did a new chart for this in order to flip it, and that is going to be linked down in the description. I've just included it with the chart 2 as a bonus chart, but if you want to purchase this, you would be purchasing chart 2, and that is down in the description in the link. All of the crochet tools that I use, they're always linked down in the description, as well as project ideas. And there's lots of extra information down there for you. So please make sure that you are checking out the descriptions. For today's video, we're going to be working in these 2 colors. You can choose any 2 colors that you want, your favorite crochet hook, and jump down to that description to check out all the information down there, as well as your row start times for those of you who want to work this project right along with me and go row by row. It's all time stamped down below. So we begin by chaining in our multiple of 10. So you're going to chain 10 over and over as many times as you would like. And then you're going to add 4 chains to the end of that chain count if you're working flat. If you're working in the round, you're just simply going to chain in the multiple of 10 over and over. And then you will slip stitch to the first chain that you made to form a ring. And then you begin working the repeats given in this video in that same stitch. For the rest of us who are going to work flat, I have chained 2 repeats. So I've chained 20 and I've added 4 stitches to the end for a total of 24 starting chains for the swatch. So if you're working right along with me, chain out 24 and then meet back up with me for row 1, which is beginning now. The way to start row 1 is really simple. We're going to skip the first stitch and move here to the second, and that is where we're going to insert our hook into that complete stitch going under the V to do the traditional single crochet that starts every row. So all of our row starts with a traditional single crochet. From here, we're going to work row 1's repeat, which is also very simple. We're going to be working in the back loop only, placing a single crochet in every stitch. So all of our repeat stitches, when you're working a single crochet, you will know that when we are doing it, we're only picking up one side of the stitch. And that is how we work all single crochets in the repeat, working that back loop only. So you're going to place 1 single crochet in all of your stitches all the way down the row, and then you'll meet back up with me at the end of the row to do the last stitch in the row together. We'll be doing another single crochet there, but we can meet up and do that together. So you may pause the video here, continue to work your single crochets, and we'll be back in just a second. We are now here at the end of row 1 and we have 1 stitch left. So just 1 stitch, we need to work a traditional single crochet. So again, we go into that complete stitch under the V and we just finish out a single crochet just like normal from there. Now from here we can bind off. You can bind off however you like, but I do the chain up 2. And now we're going to move on to row number 2. So here's what you'll have after completing row number 1. We can see it is kind of fiddly. It's normal if it does turn a little bit. As you work more, it's going to flatten out and be nice and straight. So now we're going to be joining on color B. So for me, I've picked this gold tone yarn for my color B. We're returning here to the front of our work, or to the first stitch. So we do not turn our work. We just return to the front of the row, first stitch of the row. and we insert into that very first stitch. You want to make sure that you're never working in this turning chain. So you want to scoot it down out of your way and work only in that first stitch to join on your new color. So we're joining on color B now, and it's very simple to do. So we're going to pull up that loop. Now we chain one by grabbing the tail and working yarn, kind of lock that in place. Now we can allow for the tail to fall, and we're going to go back into that same exact first stitch, and we finish out our traditional single crochet just like normal from there. So that is how you join on every row when you're starting your new color. From here, we're going to work row 2's repeat, and that is exactly like row 1. Because this is a setup row, we're going to be working in the back loop again. So we're doing single crochets, working in the back loop only, all the way down the row. For the rest of the tutorial, I'll refer to these just as single crochets, and you will just know when you're working your repeat stitches, your single crochet is always worked by picking up the back loop of the stitch. So you can continue on down your row. You'll do a traditional single crochet in the last stitch of the row, and then we'll meet up for row number 3. Row 3 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 3's repeat begins by doing 2 single crochets. There's 1 and number 2. Now we're going to work 1 double crochet, and all of our double crochets will be worked exactly the same throughout this pattern. So we wrap our yarn like normal. We identify that next stitch, and then we slide directly down 2 rows below, picking up this front loop that's left by doing the back loop only single crochet. So from here, we grab our yarn and pull up a loop, grab our yarn, pull through 2, grab our yarn, pull through 2. Each double crochet that we work takes up 1 stitch back here on this row. So if you fold this double crochet back and you look, there's 1 stitch back here. And when we put the double crochet in place, it covers up that 1 stitch. From here, we can tell that our next stitch to work in is right here beside it. And we're going to continue the repeat by working 5 single crochets over the next 5 stitches. So we go here into the next and begin working. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. Now we'll work 1 double crochet. So again, wrap, identify the next stitch, slide down, picking up that front loop. And just finish out a double crochet like normal from there. So it's the position that we place these stitches in that makes it mosaic. Otherwise, the stitches are the same stitches you already know. And we're going to end our repeat now by doing 1 single crochet into the next stitch. So that ends the repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row 10's repeat began with 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 1 single crochet. So we're going to work the repeat one more time together for the new watchers. But if you're familiar with my tutorials, you know what to do, and you'll continue on down your row. We'll be meeting up for the row end in just a moment as well. So now we're going to work our repeat one more time. So we begin the repeat by doing 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. 1 double crochet, and we end the repeat by doing 1 single crochet. So that ends our repeat for a second time. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 3's repeat started for a second time with 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet. So you're going to continue to work on down your row doing that exact set of stitches as many times as you need to. And then you'll meet up with me when you're ready to do the row end, which I'm about to do now. So the row end for all of our rows are going to work out exactly the same. As you can see, we're here at the end of the row. I have just completed my repeat and I have 2 stitches left. You'll have 2 stitches left at the end of every single row. You're going to restart your repeat for 1 stitch and work that here into this next stitch. And then the last stitch of the row always gets the traditional single crochet. So our repeat for row number 3 begins with 1 single crochet. So we're going to put a single crochet in here. Or it begins with 2, but we can only work one of them. So we place single crochet and then traditional single crochet in the last. So regardless of what row you are on, end of the row will always have the 2 stitches left. You will always restart your repeat in the second to last stitch and then do your traditional single crochet in the very last stitch of the row. Doing that, finishing that way, will mean that your row start and row end will match and will look identical. So we're going to be back when you're ready for row number 4. Row 4 begins now and we are working in color B. Row 4's repeat begins by doing 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And we will end the repeat with 1 double crochet right here into this next stitch. So that ends our repeat for row 4. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 4's repeat began with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, and 1 double crochet to end that repeat. So you're going to start back over at the beginning of your repeat and continue to work that exact set of stitches all the way down your row. And then we will be back when you're ready for row number 5. Remember, at the end of the row, you're going to have 2 stitches left. You're going to restart your repeat for 1 stitch and then traditional single crochet in the last. So we will be back when you're ready for the next row. We're now moving on to row number 5, and we are working in color A for this row. Row 5's repeat begins by doing 1 double crochet, three single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we will end the repeat by doing 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and number 3. So that ends our repeat. So let's recap what we have done. Row number 5's repeat began with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we end with 3 single crochets. So keep working that exact set of stitches on down your row and meet up with me when you are ready for row number 6. Row number 6 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 6's repeat begins with 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet, and we end the repeat by doing 2 single crochets. There's 1 and 2. So that ends our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 6 repeat begins with 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 2 single crochets. So you'll start back over at the beginning of the repeat and continue to work, and then we'll meet up for row 7 whenever you're ready. Row 7 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 7's repeat begins by doing 2 single crochets, 1, and number 2, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. 1 double crochet, and last but not least, we end the repeat by doing 1 single crochet into this next stitch. So that ends our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 7's repeat began with 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 1 single crochet. So continue to work on down your row, and we'll meet up whenever you are ready for row number 8. Row 8 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 8's repeat begins by doing 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And we end the repeat by working 1 double crochet into this next stitch. And that ends our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 8's repeat began with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, and 1 double crochet to end that repeat. So continue to work on down your row and meet up with me for row 9 whenever you're ready. Row number 9 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 9's repeat begins by doing 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we'll end the repeat by doing 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. That ends our repeat, so let's recap what we've done. Row number 9's repeat began with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and we end with 3 single crochets. So you're going to continue to work on down your row, and we'll meet up for our final row, which is row 10, in just a moment. Row 10 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 10's repeat begins with 3 single crochets. There's 1, number 2, and number 3. 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 1 double crochet, and we will end the repeat by doing 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. So that ends our repeat. Let's recap what we've done. Row number 10's repeat began with 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 2 single crochets. So you're going to continue to work that exact set of stitches on down your row, and we will meet up one final time to talk about how you repeat this design for a larger section in your project or for an entire project. So here's what you will have after you complete the 10th row. So that is all of our rows that we need to do this design. From here, you can rewind back in this same video to row 3 and begin working rows 3 through 10 to grow out your project. And that will continue this design up for as many repeats as you want. When you've worked the design for the final time on your project, you can just end here at row 10 and then complete a row of color A single crochet only to finish up the design so that the start and the end will match up color-wise. So hopefully you have enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, feel free to leave me a comment down below or hit the thumbs up. And until next time, as always, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Bye for now.